If you speak to the best within the other person, they will be at their best with you. And if they're at their best with you, they're really going to like being around you. We like others who we feel like our best version of ourselves when we're with them. So you can think about, like, how does it feel when somebody focuses on all of your negative qualities constantly? You can feel that shit. It sucks. How do you feel when people are like seeing you, the parts of you that you want to be seen, and appreciating them? It's amazing. And so tune your awareness towards the positive aspects of them. And what happens is you actually feed them, like infusing them with energy, and you amplify those aspects of them, and you help them in real time just with your attention and your awareness. That's what ends up happening. And that's in like stark contrast to what most people do, which is just competition. I'm better than you. I'm the alpha, you're the beta, like all of this jockeying, and that's natural and normal. But what would happen if you were the one not competing, just focusing on the best in the other person and encouraging that? What would happen? What would you present yourself as to that other person? Confident. You present confidence not by trying to position yourself as better than the other person, but by focusing on the best in the other person, because it implies that you have such a surplus that you don't need to generate it for yourself. You can just give it freely. Big for signaling confidence and building connection. Praise and appreciate openly. Those that are lacking confidence and posturing are those that are slowest to praise and appreciate others and are talking about themselves. We were talking about that coach of ours. Some of us, the old coach of ours who would just like talk shit about everybody and talk about himself all the time. Everyone hated him. Even though he had a ton of status, was successful and all that, everybody hated him. So when you praise and appreciate openly, it demonstrates a surplus. And the point is not to just praise like, oh, you're so great, but praising specific virtues. So if in your mind, you notice something, good or like of virtue, a good quality, something you like about somebody, tell them a specific thing. And it can be really simple shit. Like if, I don't know, this is another thing with girls. If you just compliment them on like little specific features of what they're wearing or their appearance, like, oh, I really love that color of shirt. It's like a super cool color. Like simple stuff like that. That means a lot to people. Means a lot. And especially if it's like internal qualities. And not, again, specific means, like, yo, Weston, you're funny, man. Not specific. If I'm like, yo, when the group got really serious and you told that joke, like that really helped out, man. Thank you for that. That's praise and appreciation. See, specific. And when your mind presents that to you, like you think that, say it. Simon?
So like in the example you gave of maybe praising or telling a girl you like something specific about her clothing or whatever, for me, I feel like I get into this loop where I know that if I'll tell them that, they might think that I'm into them, and then that puts me at a disadvantage in communicating with them. I'm not sure if that's complete nonsense or any thoughts on that.
Yeah, that's an ego game by definition. If you're trying to present yourself in any which way and get a reaction, that's an ego game. It's a subtle one, and it comes like from a natural place because we've all felt that. Like I don't, has anybody never felt that?
I felt that yesterday texting.
Yeah, exactly. And the trick with this is that it's natural, spontaneous, and genuine. You actually feel it. You actually feel it. And then, you know, if it's genuine, it's not going to come across as creepy. It's just like, yo, that's a dope color. If she's like, oh my God, don't hit on me. It's like, all right. I won't. You know, her problem. You know, you praised her and she freaked out. I mean, not your problem. There's an example I really liked of Andrew Huberman. This is, again, this stuff is so simple, but
That's
when
why
it's...
I've got 6 of them.
Yeah. This is Huberman and Lex Fridman, who are buddies. Again, you'll see how simple this is, but feel like, or notice how sincere Huberman's expression of this is.
Well, hardship will show you who your real friends are. And understanding people, like people.
Yeah, so in that way, hardship is a gift. It shows you.
Definitely. And it makes you stronger. It definitely makes you stronger.
Let's go get some food.
Yeah, you're 1 meal a day guy.
Yeah.
I actually ate something earlier, but it was like a protein shake and a couple pieces of biltong. I hope we're eating a steak.
So I hope so too. I'm full of nicotine and caffeine.
Yeah. What do you think? How do you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah. I was thinking you probably like, I only did a half a piece. I won't have more for a little while, but
A little too good.
yeah.
Thank you for talking once again, brother.
Yeah, thanks so much, Lex. Been a great ride, this podcast thing, and you're the reason I started the podcast. You inspired me to do it. You told me to do it, did it, and you've also been an amazing friend. You showed up in some very challenging times, and you showed up for me publicly. You've shown up for me in my home, in my life, and, you know, it's an honor to have you as a friend. Thank you.
I love you, brother.
Love you too.
Since we're and that was not wholesome. Yeah.
So what did he demonstrate there? What did he demonstrate there besides appreciation and praising, like, openly? What did he demonstrate about himself? Humility, quality of character. It's like, that's a good man and you can't fake it. You have to be a good man to do that, you know? And so the people that are holding back all this stuff in order to gain, oh, don't think I'm hitting on you, or don't think you're like too cool because like, motherfucker, you ain't. All of that kind of thing, the competitiveness actually demonstrates a lack of quality. So those that have a surplus can offer it to others. Make sense? And finally, I want to just double underline the point about this being natural and genuine. That was natural and genuine, and you could feel it. There, you could feel the emotion, the energy behind it. Going back to the not being scripted version of this, if you go to, like, you know, the new age communication seminars, shit like this that we're talking about earlier, where people will, you know, I honor you for doing this. It's like, no, you don't. Somebody told you to. You know, that's not real. When it's real, it's real. Encourage behavior that you want to see from the other person. As we were saying privately, a couple of us on the deck, you can turn your girlfriend into a cheater when she wasn't otherwise by accusing her of cheating constantly. If you accuse her of lying constantly, you can turn her into a liar. Not all women, of course, like, you know, she might be like so unbreakable that she doesn't bend that way, but people will live up to the expectations that you set of them. And when I was a very young asshole, 7th grade, I was like not the nicest kid, and going through a phase, and I was dating my first girlfriend, I wanted to like, I don't know, I can't remember what it was. I wanted to buy her something, like a piece of jewelry. That's like something that people do, right? In relationship. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I have no money because I'm in 7th grade. So I, as a little asshole, start stealing money from my parents. Like they kept a purse in their closet, and I would just like go take a 20 every once in a while. Just like go take a 20. And I'm saving up to buy my girlfriend something. And it's like embarrassing to talk about this shit. So I'm saving up, and my mom starts noticing that I'm doing it. And I still remember being in their room, and my mom is like, he's taking money, and like, why are you doing this? And accusing me. And I'm getting defensive, not admitting to anything. And my dad, thankfully, says like, no, he's not. He would never do that. And he looks at me, he's like, don't worry about it. I know you're not doing that. I immediately stopped. Yeah. That's like old man Riz. And he knew he knew I was doing it. He knew I was doing it is the point. But the way to get me to stop is not by turning me into a liar. It's by setting a better expectation. So the game, as we said in the first year, the game is positive reinforcement. Focusing positively on the other person means not sort of pointing out all the little errors that you want them to fix, but framing those things in a positive instruction. So if Jackson's missing all his shots one game, I'm not going to say stop missing. I'm going to say, yo, your elbow's a little out to the side. Tuck it in. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Positive instruction. One, not useful. The other one, very useful. Very useful. But they accomplish the same goal. They're both true. They're both accurate. See? So frame negatives in a positive instruction. Others will live up to the standards that you set for them. Telling somebody when they're starting out at something, Jackson's starting to make music, hearing it and enjoying it genuinely, being like, yo, you're pretty dope at this. You're pretty dope at this. Say that to the right person at the right time, and it might change their life, actually.
Oh, yeah. Just to note, I was starting doing Muay Thai, and I was about to quit. Just like, fuck this. And then the trainer was like, yo, you're going to be a fighter one day. I was like, just kept going.
Yeah.
Never look back.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Perfect example.
Can I share?
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend, I mentioned like 6 months ago that I wanted to look like Spider-Man with my body and like transform that way. And like she literally like calls
Tobey
me Spider-Man
Maguire?
and my body hasn't changed. Like she like says like my Spider-Man boy, and I'm like, hell yeah. Like that's powerful, you know?
It's powerful.
She like tells me that I'm that already, and I'm
Yeah.
not, you know? And like
Yeah.
that's just like so like nourishing and
Yeah.
like, very powerful. So
I have a really similar example for myself, actually with an Australian girlfriend. So this legitimately changed my life for me. And I think I've told a bit of this before, in part at least. But when we met, I was just getting into the healing work that I do, like just getting into it as a participant, and just starting to explore like plant medicines and explore herbalism and body work and medical qigong and things like this. But early stages, never saw myself in a practitioner role. I was going for my own healing. And she also was into healing work. And when we started seeing each other, she genuinely, like she was seeing something in me. It wasn't fake. It was accurate to her perspective. She started calling me wizard. And she meant it in a real way, like, oh, you're a wizard. Like you got like healing powers. But she saw it. You know, she wasn't like saying some bullshit. She saw it. Changed my whole life. I actually don't know if I would be doing the work I'm doing now if she hadn't, because we fell like madly in love, and the last thing I want to do is fall below her expectations of me, and vice versa. And so she like kind of turned me into a healer. You know, it's amazing what this can do. It's amazing. You can change people's lives and they'll love you forever for it. See, so all of this really comes back to making other people better when they're around you. A lot of, and this is why we called it the real Riz talk, a lot of Riz, charisma, game, that kind of shit is about positioning yourself, jockeying for hierarchy over other people. And the way that you win the hierarchy is not by playing it at all. You don't fuck with it at all. You are outside the hierarchy entirely. You've transcended it. There's such a surplus within you that you can just give it freely to others. That's the higher level. And then people are around you and they just start to change. They just start to get better. It's amazing. You know, the world, imagine everybody did this. Holy shit.